Like most people, Suge Knight once thought that MC Hammer was just another pantsuit-wearing rapper he could extort, but he found out just how dangerous MC Hammer can be one day. This is the same MC Hammer, which MC Search confirmed, put out a hit on his group, Third Base.
So we were saying our album was doper, but we were saying it New York slick. Like we had some slick talk coming out our mouth.
Right.
Hammer thought we were talking about us his mom.
Even his former guitarist revealed he made a feared Crip gang leader shut up.
So basically he came with Hammer like, hey man, in this LA and everything, man, and things can happen, you know what I'm saying? You to holler at me, man, you know what I'm saying? Holler at me for protection. Hammer said, protection for what? You see, man, I got 12 bodyguards out there.
And then there's the time Lamar Lubin here confirmed he was a bona fide bad guy.
He's like, do you go with Suge? He's like, well, he's a gangster. You don't want to get killed. Do you go with Easy? You hear all the stuff talking about, oh, he was taking the money. So we thought, oh, we'll go with the church boy. We'll go with MC Hammer, but he was the most gangster one of all of them.
Now, Suge Knight and MC Hammer actually had a pretty interesting history together, starting way back in 1988. Their connection became even more significant when Hammer dropped his 1994 album, The Funky Headhunter, which was a big hit and showed a tougher, edgier side of Hammer. Off the momentum of that success, Hammer signed with Death Row Records in 1995 and worked with some of the biggest names in the game.
What's up, Tupac? What's up? What's up, Hammer? All right.
One standout collaboration was Too Late Playa, featuring Big Daddy Kane and Danny Boy.
This week's wearing dresses you can see through. Hammer time, I'm ready to party after.
If you look back, there are glimpses of Hammer and Suge hanging out together, but what people noticed most was how nervous Suge always seemed when he was in the same room as MC Hammer. Now, why would a guy known for flashy pants and cheesy dance moves intimidate someone like Suge Knight?
Definitely doing that.
Hammer, you feeling home?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, me and she'll go back 10 years, so it's another day.
Well, here's the thing. Hammer was no joke, and anyone who's crossed him will tell you that firsthand.
But Mike says that he can control it and that they shouldn't worry because the only thing that'll happen is they'll just break our legs. But we'll still be able to do TV from the waist up.
MC Hammer was there. That approached me. He was like, Red, I'm gonna tell you something, you young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama. You understand me? I said, yes, sir.
Sure, he had his over-the-top moves and a style that didn't exactly scream tough guy, but behind all that, Hammer had some serious street cred. He was connected, respected, and backed by a loyal crew that didn't play around.
Yo, his entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people.
MC Hammer versus Third Base. And it wasn't just Suge who felt that way. During Hammer's peak era, he had more than a few people underestimating him and learning the hard way that he wasn't someone to play with. Take, for instance, the supposed hit he put out on Third Base. The tension started when Hammer dissed Run DMC, and Third Base responded by taking it up a notch. They came at Hammer in their song The Cactus, specifically targeting his mother. The line, "The Cactus turned Hammer's mother out," was a double entendre, referencing both their 1989 Cactus album and Hammer's hit record from the same year, Turn This Mother Out.
So we were saying our album was doper, but we were saying it New York slick. Like we had some slick talk coming out our mouth.
Right.
Hammer thought we were talking about us his mom.
That jab didn't sit well with Hammer or his family, especially his brother, Louis Burrell. In a 2015 interview with MC Search, a member of Third Base revealed just how serious things got. While flying to Los Angeles, Def Jam president Carmen Ashurst-Watson received a chilling phone call. A voice on the other end asked, "Is Third Base on their way to LA?" When she confirmed they were, the caller, who identified himself as Louis Burrell, reportedly said, "Good, they're dead."
And here's somebody say, is Third Base on their way to LA? And she goes, yeah. And the voice says, good, they're dead. This is Louis Burrell. And hangs up.
Wow.
According to Search, the threat was no idle talk. He claimed fellow Def Jam artist Eric B. confirmed that there was a $50,000 hit out on them, allegedly to be carried out by the Los Angeles Crips.
And Eric B. basically puts a feeler out and finds out it's true, that there's a hit out on Third Base with the Crips.
To keep things from spiraling out of control, Russell Simmons, co-founder of Def Jam, took precautions and had Barefoot Boogie, a well-known figure in the hip-hop scene, act as security for third base during their stay in LA. Even with Boogie watching their backs, tensions were high. One day, Suge and his girlfriend went to a mall while Boogie kept an eye on them. Things seemed fine until a group of Crips showed up while Suge was signing autographs for fans. The gang members started pressing him, but Boogie managed to step in and defuse the situation before it got ugly.
And I started to look up, and there's these dudes coming from south and west, you know, and they're just walking over, whatever. And I'm signing autographs, and I look up, and I'm signing autographs, and as they get closer, the dude over here, he pulls the rag up. Dude over here, he pulls the rag ups. And as they come up to me, Pookie whistles. Everything stops. He throws up some signs. It's one dude right in front of me who's got his hand on his ratchet, pulls down his mask, and he goes, "Yo, man, I love that record, but I was finna smoke you right now, homie."
Instead of taking this as a warning to stay low, Suge decided to keep the feud alive. The very next day, while on a live radio show, he called MC Hammer a B and accused him of hiding behind his goons.
So I say, you know what? I said, man, if you feel like we dissed your matriarchal, that's okay, but you know what you did. You know what's going on in these streets. Why don't you man up and see me face to face so we can figure this out? Stop being a
That reckless comment didn't go unnoticed. The radio station received a phone call from someone claiming to be a member of the Rollin' 60s Crips, warning Suge, "We're going to kill you."
Live. Greg Mack, who's this? Rollin' 60 Crip, N-word, we finna kill them. Boop! Out!
Understandably shaken, third base bolted from the station, jumped into their car, and headed back to their hotel. But as they drove, a car full of Crips began tailing them, making it clear they weren't playing games. The Crips even pointed guns at them, sending a very real message that they meant business. Somehow, Suge and his crew made it back to their hotel unharmed, but the incident left them terrified. For the remainder of their press tour in Los Angeles, third base wore disguises and avoided public appearances as much as possible. As soon as they wrapped up their promo duties, they got out of the city. Even years later, Suge admitted the experience left lasting scars.
I'm good. I'm not good. I've gone through 25 years of therapy 3 days a week. I am not good. I wish I could be good. But when somebody tries to kill you over a rap lyric...
MC Hammer versus the Crips. The whole situation sparked rumors that MC Hammer might have been affiliated with the Crips. After all, the threat had supposedly come from Crip members, and the hit was allegedly backed by Hammer's brother. But despite the speculation, Hammer never claimed any gang ties in his life. In fact, there was even a story about Hammer putting a Crip in his place. Benito, one of Hammer's vocalists, shared an incident from back in the day. After an event in Los Angeles, Hammer and his crew were packing into their vans to head back to the hotel when they noticed a familiar face rolling up. Michael Concepcion, one of the original founders of the Crips.
It's this dude in his wheelchair and about 4 or 5 dudes with him, you know, hanging out. I know they Crips because my cousins are all Crips in LA. So I'm like, there's some gangbangers. What they doing out here?
Michael told Hammer they needed to talk. Basically, he offered Hammer protection while he was in LA, warning him that anything could happen in the city.
Hey, I want to holler at you for a minute, Hammer. Now, the thing is, Mike already knew who Hammer was because they did the video. We were on the same gang before. So basically, he came with Hammer like, hey, man, you know, this LA and everything, man, and things can happen, you know what I'm saying? You need to holler at me, man, you know what I'm saying? Holler at me for protection.
Hammer was taken aback by the whole thing and asked why he'd need protection when he had his own squad of bodyguards. 12 of them, in fact, and these guys weren't your average security detail. Some of them were straight-up killers. So Hammer wasn't feeling like he needed Michael's help.
Hammer said, protection for what? You see, man, I got 12 bodyguards out there, and 4 or 5 of them straight killers. You know what I'm saying? So what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't need no protection.
Michael didn't seem to like Hammer's response and kept pushing, saying Hammer should watch his back.
You need to holler at me, man. You know, if you don't, something could happen to you, whatever. He said, what you trying to say? He said, you need to go ahead and, you know, take care of that and everything will be cool. He said, nigga, you trying to start strangling?
That's when things got heated. Hammer's bodyguards were ready to handle the situation right then and there, but Hammer held them back. Instead, he made it clear to Michael that one phone call from him could shut the whole thing down. Hammer wasn't bluffing either. The next morning, Michael actually came back to apologize, showing just how much respect Hammer commanded.
Our people looking like, yeah, I'm waiting for you to move. Hammer, hey, hey, what's up? He said, hey man, it's like this. I'll make one phone call and all this will go away. And Hammer said, what's up, man? He said, man, I apologize for the thing. I didn't know, the people you knew and whatever, this and that. And I apologize for what I did, brother. It's all good, we cool, we good. And Hammer's like, yeah, it's all right.
During his peak, MC Hammer was everywhere, on your TV and music videos, commercials, movies, and even cartoons. His album success propelled him into hip-hop superstardom, and he was living the high life with the spotlight all on him. To the outside world, it looked like nothing could go wrong, like his path was completely smooth. But fame had a way of bringing its own set of challenges. While Hammer was loved by millions, he also faced a ton of criticism. The media, the fans, and even his fellow artists had a lot to say about him.
Are you a rapper or not?
Well, in one unescapable aspect, yes, and that is the fact that I don't sing. But in every other aspect, the answer is no, I'm not a rapper. I entertain. I say that in not meaning any disrespect to other rappers or other rap artists.
Some people in the industry just didn't know what to make of MC Hammer. To them, he didn't seem like the typical hip-hop artist. With his clean-cut image, carefully choreographed dance routines, and those famous parachute pants, he seemed like an easy target. MC Hammer versus Ice Cube. For instance, in 1991, Ice Cube dropped the video for his single, True to the Game, and it stirred up some serious drama. In the video, there's a scene showing a hardcore rapper who suddenly switches into a flashy red sequined outfit, symbolizing a sellout crossing into pop culture. It didn't take long for people to connect the dots. Ice Cube was taking a shot at MC Hammer.
Now look at yourself, boy, you done flip-flop, giving our music away to the mainstream.
Hammer wasn't about to let it slide. One day, while Hammer was chilling in his hotel room, someone on the phone mentioned seeing Ice Cube at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Hollywood. Without hesitation, Hammer and his entourage jumped into their cars and sped over to confront him. They caught Ice Cube just as he was leaving, and Hammer allegedly told him, in no uncertain terms, to never pull a stunt like that again. Ice Cube, realizing the situation he was in, reportedly responded, "No sir, that won't happen again." MC Hammer and Redman. And Ice Cube wasn't the only one to feel Hammer's wrath. In 1992, Redman included an intro track on his album What the Album called Funky Uncles, where a character dissed Hammer and his family, saying things like, "Your mama ain't ish, your daddy ain't ish, ain't nobody ish." Hammer took offense to the diss and decided to make it clear to Redman that he wasn't playing.
When I did the skit, and I was like, you know what? That goddamn MC Hammer, him, mama, and the whole nine. That came up to me on MTV Crips on the last episode they had.
When Redman came to Oakland, Hammer's affiliates chased him out of the city. Redman later admitted they barely made it out safely. "We had to get the F out of there. They wasn't playing. We was almost boxed in," he shared during an interview. A few years later, in 1995, both Hammer and Redman were on the set for the final episode of Yo MTV Raps. Hammer approached Redman and told him, "Red, I'm gonna tell you something. You're young, but I don't allow nobody to talk about my mama. You understand me?" Redman, fully aware of Hammer's reputation, quickly apologized, saying, "Yes, sir."
MC Hammer was there. That approached me. He was like, "Red, I'm gonna tell you something. You young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama. You understand me?" I said, "Yes, sir."
Redman later explained that he learned his lesson. "I got the message," he said in a 2016 interview. "I heard about Hammer and I seen his work. I'm good, my brother. I like the Bay Area, so F that. You're right, I won't talk about your mama." Even industry legends like Too Short had nothing but respect for Hammer. In a 2018 interview, Too Short recalled Hammer's influence, saying, "Hammer was a big dog. He got respect in the street. He came from a respected crew. They handled business. Him and his brother Lewis and the crew." When asked about the alleged hit Hammer put out on MC Search, Too Short said the only part he didn't believe was the $50,000 because Hammer would never have to pay for such services.
Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to him to up. Like that wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have, I know who Hammer was affiliated with and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody to somebody up.
Hammer's reputation extended beyond the music world too. During a 2020 chat with E40 for All Urban Central, Fat Joe recalled meeting Hammer at the Las Vegas airport. Joe said Hammer greeted him warmly, but also made it clear he wasn't to be trifled with. He was like, "You know I get it poppin' for real," Joe remembered. E40 wasn't surprised at all. "Well, he's from Oakland for one," he said. "He's from the town. He's highly respected and connected. All the fixtures and factors know him. He knows them. He rocks it. He's heavy. He's brother's gangsta. Hammer is far from a sucker, and Hammer's physically fit. You know he'll put hands on you." Dangerous connections. One of the reasons Hammer was so dangerous was because his family was connected to Felix Mitchell, one of Oakland's most infamous drug lords. Mitchell was the leader of the 69 Mob, a criminal organization that dominated the drug trade in the area. At the height of his empire, Mitchell was reportedly making over $1 million a month selling crack and heroin, and his operation controlled much of Oakland, including the neighborhood Hammer grew up in. Even after the FBI took down Felix Mitchell and dismantled his organization in 1985, Hammer and his brothers had already spent their formative years surrounded by some of Oakland's most powerful gangsters. So when Hammer's public image might have been polished and commercial, behind the scenes, he had deep-rooted connections to the streets. Origins. But despite his tough demeanor and street connections, Hammer didn't have it easy growing up. Born Stanley Kirk Burrell on March 30, 1962 in Oakland, California, Hammer was the youngest of 8 kids in a family that struggled to make ends meet. His dad, a professional poker player and casino manager, and his mom, a secretary, worked hard but money was tight. When his parents eventually separated, young Stanley and his siblings lived with their mom in a cramped 3-bedroom apartment in East Oakland's housing projects. He shared a room with 5 of his siblings, and life wasn't easy. To escape the harsh realities of his environment, Stanley would hang out in Oakland parking lots with his friends, or they'd entertain themselves by dancing to beatbox rhythms. They even sold baseballs for $2 apiece to earn a little cash. He was also big on writing poetry and spent hours trying to mimic James Brown's moves, dreaming of something greater than his surroundings. At just 11 years old, a chance encounter changed his life. While doing the splits in the Oakland Coliseum parking lot, he got the attention of Charlie Finley, the owner of Oakland A's. Impressed by the kid's energy and spirit, Finley hired him as a clubhouse assistant and bat boy. Actually, the real bat boy was Hammer's brother, Louis Burrell Jr., but Stanley worked alongside him, taking phone calls and giving Finley live play-by-play commentary during the games. It was during his years with the A's that Stanley earned the nickname Hammer. The player said he resembled baseball legend Hammerin' Hank Aaron, and the name stuck. It was also around this time that he developed a love for performing, earning the title Master of Ceremonies, or MC, at the clubs he'd visit while traveling with the team. After graduating from McClymonds High School in 1980, Hammer pursued communication classes and chased his dream of becoming a professional baseball player. Unfortunately, that dream ended when he failed to make the cut at a San Francisco Giants tryout. Crushed, Hammer faced a tough decision. Growing up in East Oakland, he'd seen many friends turn to the streets, selling drugs for fast cash. For a brief moment, he considered joining them, but deep down, he knew he was destined for something bigger. That realization led him to enlist in the U.S. Navy, where he served as a petty officer and aviation storekeeper for 3 years. The Navy taught him discipline and structure, traits he'd carry into his future endeavors. After his honorable discharge, Hammer's passion for music and faith reignited. He even started a Christian rap group called the Holy Ghost Boys with singer John Gibson and gospel artist Tremaine Hawkins. They performed at venues like the Beverly Theater in Beverly Hills, but the group didn't gain much traction and eventually disbanded. Still determined to make it in music, Hammer decided to go solo. In 1986, he took a leap of faith, borrowing $20,000 from 2 Oakland A's players, Dwayne Murphy and Mike Davis, to launch his own record label, Busted Records. With that money, he recruited a team of talent, including DJ Kent Wilson, Lone Mixer, Kevin Wilson, 2 Big MC, and a trio of dancers, Sweet LD, Terrible T, and Lil P, dubbed Oakland's 357. Hammer wasn't playing around when it came to his craft. He poured his energy into grueling rehearsal sessions, applying the discipline he'd learned in the Navy. He'd later say, "We have to keep our organization disciplined because we have goals, and in order to achieve those goals, we have to be disciplined." That same year, Hammer recorded his first single, Ring 'Em, and his debut album, Feel My Power, with the help of Felton Pilot, a musician and producer from the funk band Confunction. Hammer and his wife Stephanie worked tirelessly to promote the album, hustling copies to local DJs and selling singles out of their car trunk. Their hard work paid off. Ring 'Em became a hit in Bay Area dance clubs, and Feel My Power sold an impressive 60,000 copies. The grassroots success caught the attention of major labels, and in 1988, Hammer signed a $10 million deal with Capitol Records. With a $1.75 million advance, he reinvested $750,000 into Busted Records and began preparing for his next project. That same year, Hammer reissued Feel My Power with added tracks, pushing its sales over 2 million copies. His next album, Let's Get It Started, dropped in September 1988 and featured hits like Pump It Up and Turn This Mother Out. The album was a massive success, further cementing Hammer's rise to fame. Then in 1990, Hammer released the album that would define his career, Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him. Featuring the iconic track You Can't Touch This, the album sold a staggering 22 million copies and made Hammer a household name. Despite his street roots and tough reputation, Hammer never glorified that lifestyle in his music. Instead, he focused on being a positive role model for kids, encouraging them to stay out of trouble and believe in their dreams.